AOC gets called out for offensive meeting with leftist leaders in Latin America. Here's a clip.
A Wall Street Journal op-ed calling it AOC's socialist sympathy tour, meeting with leftist leaders in Latin America during a 3-day trip to Brazil, Colombia, and Chile with 10 other congressional Democrats and staffers. She said, quote, "I believe that we owe Chile, and not just Chile, but many aspects of that region, an apology. I don't think that apology indicates weakness. I think it indicates a desire to meet our hemispheric partners with respect." Here to react, Daniel DiMartino, founder of the Dissident Project and Manhattan Institute fellow. He's also a Venezuelan immigrant. Daniel, it's great to have you here. So I'm hearing about this sympathy tour. She wants America to apologize for meddling in Latin America. We can quibble about that. But at this moment, China is meddling in Latin America, and she's supporting the socialists who are partnering with China.
Well, I think
in our hemisphere.
Look, the only medalists in Latin America right now are not America. It's really China, it's really Russia, it's really Cuba. And the governments that she's supporting are governments that are actually destroying their nations and pushing people to escape. I mean, there's a reason people escape to America and not escape to other countries. And I think it's just offensive. Look, I came from Venezuela, and I did it because I love America. Venezuela was destroyed by socialism. And now she's supporting the same governments that are friends with Maduro, that are friends with Castro. And I think it's dangerous to have somebody in the American Congress who is really, I think, a socialist asset.
Yeah, 100%. Now, let's talk a little bit about meddling.
Interesting.
Because the Biden administration has done some very dangerous, I think, against our national interest meddling in Latin America. And I would say that is in the election in Brazil. So Bolsonaro was running against the current president of Brazil, and Lula, and Bolsonaro was pro-America. And our government, along with big tech, meddled in that election. Bolsonaro lost. There were massive protests on the streets. What do you make of that?
Well, Lula, the president that beat Bolsonaro in this election, is a convicted robber.
Yes.
I mean, he was convicted then because of a technicality. He was released, and he's one of the biggest robbers in Latin American history. And now he's president because of the support also of Biden.
All these corrupt
the president of Colombia, who is an ex-guerrilla member. So he was part of an armed guerrilla, a murderer, and he's the president of Colombia now. The president of Chile thinks that, you know, free enterprise destroyed Chile. I wish that AOC, if she had gotten something away from this trip in Chile, is that Chile today is 3 times as rich as it was back in 1973 when it was a socialist country. They went from being the poorest to being the richest Latin American country. They have school choice. They have fully privatized retirement accounts. They have very low taxes, constitutionally restrained budget deficits. Yes, we do have a lot to learn from Chile, and that is the free markets work.
If our Congress delegations are going to take their breaks and go into Latin America, what should be their #1 mission, given where we are geopolitically right now in America?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that, there are many Latin American countries that are key for us. Chile is the #1 producer of copper, which is a key mineral for everything, and many other rare metals. Argentina is a country that now we should be looking at, right, because of the new election that's going to happen in October.
Yes.
And then we really need to be building better ties with all of them, right? Because 20 years ago, America was the #1 trade partner of all of Latin America. Today, that country is China.
That's right.
And that's because we stopped paying attention. The problem is not that is that we meddle in Latin America. The problem is that we forgot about Latin America.
Yeah, or we're too busy selling social agendas that they don't want. Our State Department's promoting abortion and LGBTQ and all that stuff, when we should be building commerce ties with them and making sure that the Chinese aren't buying up ports and, as you said, mines, copper mines, rare earth minerals, et cetera. Danielle, it's really good to hear. We don't talk enough about what's going on in Latin America, but it is our hemisphere, and it should matter to Americans. And I appreciate you coming in so early to remind us of that.
Yeah, it's really interesting because, I understand Congress people wanting to go meet with leaders, even if they're not, politically on our side necessarily. We could still work together and everything. But to say we owe them an apology when they're socialists and they do so much bad stuff there, I don't know about that part of it. But yeah, I don't really see anything that wrong with her meeting with them per se. It's just how she framed it. She's like, these are great countries. I think she just thinks obviously it's AOC, right? Let's be more like them. It's I don't know about that. How about you go meet with them and we can do a trade deal, work out some stuff where they can be a better country, right? But again, to be like, oh, we owe them an apology. Classic AOC, just going and just doing her nonsense, trying to get more press, push to the far left, even though her city, Eric Adams, is saying, we're going to talk about this in a little bit. He's talking about where it's overran by immigrants, and he doesn't see any end in sight for it. All of New Yorkers, like every New Yorker's mad. People in Chicago are mad about all the immigration. Is she trying to fix any of that? Is she trying to do anything about that? No, she's doing another publicity stunt. Yeah, that's what she does. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe for daily news updates, smash that like button, share this video with your friends, and share your thoughts on the story in the comments below. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.